Hey guys, long time no talk. I'm here today to introduce to you my 2025 planner. It is very similar to the 2024 with a handful of improvements. I have my notes here that hopefully I won't forget to share anything. But here we go. This is the 2025 KHK planner. So this is more of a life planner. You can tap the button to open it. This is just to kind of set the stage. This is GoodNotes that I'm using the planner in. I created this planner last year, or a very similar planner last year. And I used it for the entire year, literally from when I created it in February, March timeframe. I used it the entire year. So I'm really excited to share this again this year. And like I said, with a handful of what I think are additional things that are helpful. But we'll jump right in here. So along the top, we'll start with the tabs. Along the top, you've got a tab for every month of the year. Along the right-hand side here, there are 20 index sections along with 2 additional calendars. And we'll just go ahead and dive right in. So starting with January, this is your monthly page. So they go consecutively. So you can, February, March, right? And these are fully hyperlinked. So for every month, you've got the daily pages are hyperlinked. You've got weekly hyperlinked on the side. And then every month has their own set of tabs along the bottom here, linked to individual monthly pages. So we'll start with those and then kind of dive into the weeklies and dailies. So every month you get a vision page, which we'll go ahead and open that up. And you'll know that you're on the January vision page because it'll have a 1. Vision pages also go in order, so each of the individual sections at the bottom do go in order month over month. So the intent is that it makes it easier for you to move from one month to the next, because you can quickly look back and see, okay, these were the things that I was focused on last month, or as we get into budget, maybe these are my budget numbers last month, things like that. All of the monthly pages, if you tap and watch me as I tap here at the top, you'll see the blue. That links back to the monthly page for whatever month you're on. So like I said, you've got a vision page, blank page for you to put pictures, words, inspiration, or just cover up this the title and repurpose it for something else if this is not something that you would find useful. And you'll see me kind of talk about doing that all over the place, really, in the planner. I do this all the time, so I'll just show you really quick what I mean when I say just cover it up and repurpose it. So if you go to your lasso tool up here at the top, so you open up your toolbar and you just highlight a little section of plain white. Select a piece of just plain white space, hit the camera here, which represents screenshot, export, and you're going to copy. So hit copy and then paste. And you see you have this box. So if I move it over here, you can see it covers that up. So you basically resize that box and cover up what you don't want to see. And you can, so that's one way of doing it, right? So that's right, we've got this box here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Here's another way, and this is something I use a lot of the time, is creating a text box. If you're going to retitle something or type over, sometimes you have line pages in planners and you just want to be able to type. One of the things that I do is create a text box, and up here you've got this box with the line through it. This puts a background in your text box. So if you choose down here in the bottom, there's a plain white box. If you choose this plain white box, you're giving yourself a plain white background. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and start typing. So maybe I want to call this mood board. And what happens is I'm going to make this bigger. And like I said, now, because it's got that white background, I cover that up and all of a sudden I have a new label. You can use this for all kinds of things. There's a quick little good notes tip in there for you. I'm going to just delete that and back to my vision board. Okay, I should really do more videos where I just do tips and tricks, but here we are. So I'm going to try not to keep doing that. My apologies. So going back to, let me go back into navigation mode, what I call navigation mode. Click on my vision board, top left corner. Then we've got a dashboard. And in the dashboard, every month, you've got your non-negotiables. So these may be things that I think of it as like a monthly to-do list. So you've got your monthly to-do list. You've got important dates. Maybe you've got birthdays, anniversaries, anything you don't want to forget. Again, remembering that tip that I just showed you, you could create a text box and cover up any of these headings and rename them for whatever you would find useful in your life. We've got a habit tracker and a little notes section. So just like the other one, if I tap at the top left, it takes me back to my January page. Then we've got goals. So every month, this is the same as last year. You can identify your goal and what action steps it'll take to achieve it. This is where I was mentioning, it's nice that they are consecutive with the months, because I can just highlight a goal from January and swipe over and just paste it over into February if I haven't finished it. So that's a really nice option, and that's the reason that I do those in that consecutive order like that. Going back to goals or to the monthly page, each month has a budget. So you can do your financial goals, to-dos, income, debt savings, fixed expenses, variables. Sorry about that. Again, month over month, go back by pressing the top left of the screen. Then we've got, here's no, this isn't new. My apologies. This is a month in review. So you can review your month. You could change any of these using that same trick that I showed you earlier on. Then you've got your best moments. You're currently, I apologize if you can hear my dogs. I have 4 dogs, by the way. And there's never a quiet moment. Then I've got trackers. So this is a new piece that I've added this for this calendar year. And this is really, it's a placeholder. So this is an opportunity for, as we go into the templates down here in a little bit, you could put various trackers behind this monthly tracker tab that are trackers just for that month. So you could paste those again, this, like all the others, January, February, March, they're all consecutive. And if you tap on this tab like you did on the front page, it'll take you back to January again. So that's trackers. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then there's a monthly notes page. And like I said, every month you get a new set of these bottom tabs that you can utilize for each month and plan your life, right? So those are the tabs along the bottom of all of the monthly pages. And then we've got the links to the weekly pages. So for 2024, I had a little gray dot down here that you tapped for the link. That was very kind of specific down in the corner. So what I figured I would do for this year is just make kind of this whole line the week. So you'll see again as I tap and highlight this, tap and highlight, you can see it'll take you to that weekly page. And go back to January, I could do the same. There's the second week. So just like last year, the way that I do my planners is I have 6 different weekly templates, and they just go the same six in a row, and then they start over 6 in a row. And that's really just me personally. I like to not do the exact same thing over and over and over again. I feel like it just kind of stifles my creativity. So instead, here's the 6 different weekly templates, and you can use stickers from my shop, from other shops to make them pretty and all that kind of thing. But it just kind of mixes it up. So it all looks a little bit different. And I think we're back to the start. So on each of these weekly pages, you'll see at the bottom, you've got your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the day of the week. So say for instance, Wednesday on this week is the 8th, right? So if I go to this weekly and I tap on Wednesday down here at the bottom, it's going to take me to January 8th. So that kind of rolls us right into the daily pages. This looks very similar, but slightly different for this calendar year. We've got new fonts, obviously, which you've probably already noticed. I took away one of the priorities and just kind of rearranged these a little bit. So you have a little more of the blank empty space. These same end of day kind of check boxes and things that we had last year. The habits column, the to-dos, all pretty basic. And then at the bottom, the only change here is it actually highlights, I don't know if you can see this very easily. I'll make that bigger. So it highlights whatever day of the week that you're on. So if I swipe this to tomorrow, to the next day, it's Thursday. And it's Thursday. So all of these are individually marked with the day of the week and the date. So you always know which daily page you are on. And let me just share with you really quick an example of what one of these might look like filled out. So here's what would look like a typical daily page that I have decorated. So, you know, use my labels, mark my appointments, use some, you know, cute little icons. And then my habits, the way that I do it is I copy and paste these. So copy, and then I will, when I'm setting up my weeklies, oh, what happened? Let's try that again. Highlight these, copy, and then I will paste, oops, that was my fault. Paste them. So it makes it really easy. You could also turn these into a collection if you use the same ones. I use the same ones for, you know, an extended period of time before maybe my habits change or I want to focus on something different. Right now, these are the things that I'm focused on. So I just copy and paste those, and then obviously my priorities and my to-dos will change day to day. And then, yeah, then you've got, you know, for example, down here at the bottom, this is how I use this section. Sometimes I'll start the day by writing out kind of one thing I want to focus on for each of these areas of my life, and then I check them off as I go. Either way, whatever works for you, obviously, right? So, you know, you can see this is covering up, oh, let me turn my images on. This is just covering up that default script and stuff that's on the planner. So it's just a way to make it prettier, but that's an example of how I might set up one of my daily pages. Other than that, I think that's really only, you know, just layout wise, it's pretty similar, just tweaked a little bit. But again, this really worked for me this year, so I didn't really change very much. So going back, if we go to the index, so bottom left-hand corner of every page, you guys can see that you've got a little index link. This takes you to your main index page. And on this page, it's a place for you to label what you are using all of these individual sections for. So each one, you can tap the tab from any page in the planner, including the templates themselves. That's why templates are such a great thing. And then you can also tap kind of the label itself. So each of the indexes is set up. Again, you've got kind of like this placeholder, if you will, that just holds a spot in the planner for you to put whatever template that you want to use. So for me, for instance, you know, I'm a big reader, so I would probably set up like my books read is going to be one of my first tabs, or my TBR or to be read list might be the second index. So those are all those which we'll go into a little bit more after we touch on the templates. You've got a blank, aligned, a graph, and a dot paper. Those are kind of your go-to basic templates that you might use more frequently within the planner. So obviously a blank page, we'll go to each of them here. Blank page is simply just a blank page. Line page gives you just a plain blank line page. Graph page gives you a nice piece of graph paper. Dot gives you a nice dot grid. You know, maybe you're a bullet journal or you like the dot grid, there's a dot grid. So really you could take any one of these and insert them somewhere within your planner. So for instance, we've still got this trackers section. You can paste a page behind this and that would let you put a template there. So here are all the templates that we've got for this year. Again, a lot of them are the same as last year. There's a few more that I added that I thought of along the year that would have been helpful to have. So I will just quickly kind of scroll through those so that you guys can see them. So starting with travel, you've got travel itinerary, travel page, weekly meal plan, weekly wellness tracker. So like this weekly wellness tracker, you could change it to a monthly if you wanted to. Well, I guess not really. That was silly because you got the days of the week. But, you know, maybe you want it to be a monthly and you want to track your averages or something. I don't know. You're going to make it your own. Medication list. This is really helpful if you are on or somebody that you care for is on multiple medications. I use this with my daughter. She's on a handful of medications and I'll write the name of the medication, her current dose, how frequently she takes it or when she takes it. So maybe mornings or evenings, twice a day, whatever it is. The reason she takes it, which doctor prescribed it, and then when that prescription started. It's really helpful because when you go and see a new doctor and they want to know what medications you're on, you can quickly pull this page up, or you can even export it, just this page. If you do this little box with the up arrow and export this page, you can export it to a picture or to a PDF and save it somewhere so that you could share it with your new doctor. 25 pounds to lose, 50 pounds to lose. You've got a mood tracker. You know, you choose a color and track your moods for all the days and months of the year. Sleep tracker. This would be something really good in one of those monthly trackers. So I guess I'll just show you really quick how these templates would work. So when you find one that you want, so let me go to the templates page and you look for whatever it is. So again, we were looking at the sleep tracker. So I'm going to tap sleep tracker, take you straight to that page. You do these 3 dots at the top and copy page, and you'll see it'll take a second to copy the page. Mine seems to take longer. I think I've just got more things going on in my GoodNotes. This is even longer than normal. There you go, copy the page. Then you navigate to where you want to put it. So if I want to put this sleep tracker as one of my monthly trackers in January, I'm going to go to January. I'm going to go down here to my trackers, and whatever page you want to put it behind, that's the page you're going to go to. I'm going to hit this plus page up at the top. So insert page. You want to make sure it says after. So whatever I'm pasting, it's going to paste that page after. Because I just copied the page, it's sitting basically in my clipboard. I'm going to hit paste page down here, and it's going to drop that page right behind it. So there's my monthly trackers, and here's my sleep tracker. So if I go back to January, and every day in January I want to track my sleep, then from my January monthly page I just go to my trackers, swipe once, and there's my sleep tracker. You could add more trackers. So if I wanted to add another tracker behind this one, you would then basically navigate by swiping to each one. I hope that makes sense. Okay, going back to templates. So sleep tracker, you've got thought swaps, you've got a monthly call tracker. So if there are certain calls that you attend on a monthly basis, this is really great for my no BS friends. I'll put the whole month's calls in here, which coach is coaching them, or maybe for other people who's leading the call, whether it's a live call I'm watching or a replay, or how I consumed that call. Special event plan, I literally just use this for Thanksgiving. So I use this in my 2024 planner. You've got a wish list, gifts to buy, Cleaning checklists, like gifts with buy, that could be a really good thing to use for a month. Cleaning checklist, weekly cleaning, when did I last? So things like, when did I last vacuum under the bed? Or when did I last wash the baseboards on the second level of my house? Things like that is what I would probably use it for. Here's an appointment tracker. This is really great. I'll put this in one of my index pages. Again, it's a great way to keep track of your annual physicals, your, maybe you see a cardiologist on an annual basis or a dermatologist, things like that. I keep track of who I saw, what was the reason I saw them, the date and the time. Makes it really nice when you're trying to figure out, oh, well, when was the last time I saw X doctor? I come here and I can see it. TV series, I use this to keep track of what I'm watching. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I, will jump around with what we're watching and I forget where I left off. So that's really nice. Always also have the opportunity to kind of rate what you're watching, what platform. Like if you use multiple streaming services like I do, then I'll write Netflix or whatever. So I know where I was watching it. Movie tracker, series to watch. Things, and I always keep track of who recommended them to me, because then I know, so if I have a particular friend that recommended a show and I really liked it, then next time that friend recommends something, I'm probably more likely to watch it because maybe our tastes are similar. Book reviews, so just a long list of books and your ratings. To be read list, again, recommended by is one of those things that I keep track of. A book series tracker, so if you like to read, multiple series that have multiple books, this is really great because then I know which order I'm reading them. I don't know if there's any other fantasy readers out there, but book order is a thing. So I like to know what order I'm going to read a series. Favorite author, so if you've got a favorite author and they've got multiple different books, you want to make sure that you've read them all or keep track. I think that was a new one. Reading tracker. These specifically don't link anywhere, but I put a picture of the book that I read, and I know what number it is for the year. I keep track of all my books, so I've got 1 through 20, and then 21 through 40, and then a blank one if you go further. To-do list, checklist, project plan, like mini house projects is what I would use that for. A goal plan, something you want to achieve with action steps. 30-day no spend. Package tracking. So when I place orders, this is another one of the pages that I will probably use in my monthly tracking. So when I order things online, I could keep track of the shop and who they shipped by, when I expect it to arrive. Calls to make, that's another one that I would probably put behind my monthly tracker as well. Errands to run, prescriptions. How I envision this is, for my daughter, I will keep track of her prescriptions and when I fill them, how much each of them costs, because I had an issue where they were changing price all the time. So it was really helpful to be able to keep track of how much they cost. So I put the price in there. If it's not a case of the price, you could just do a check mark. If you do some prescriptions that are 30 days, some that are 90, there's a lot of ways that you can make this work for you. We've got a line per day. So if you wanted to do a gratitude line per day, something like that, this might be another monthly tracker that you could use. Meeting notes with action items at the bottom. And then the last one here is just a generic notes. These colors match the flowers on the cover of the planner, but another thing where it's just another way to kind of track things, right? So those are all of the templates, and I showed you kind of how you would go about inserting them at various places in the planner. So again, you got another template thing here, but if I were to do a movie tracker, then I do the 3 dots, copy the movie page, and maybe I'm going to put that behind section 1 so that I'd add the page. Hopefully you guys are seeing kind of me hovering here. Add the page behind here, put the label movies to watch or whatever. If you hit this section 1 up here on all of these tabs, it'll take you back to your index. Let's see what else. You've also got a 2026 future log. So as we get towards the end of 2025, if there's any trips that you're planning, I don't know, trips, whatever, appointments, you want to drop in here so that you remember to get those set up in the 2026 planner. Maybe you've got a to-do that you want to make sure that you don't forget to schedule an appointment or make a phone call or whatever. This is a future log for 2026. Pretty basic there. And I think the last thing that I have to go over is the calendars here. So with all of my planners last year and this year, to be more specific, you know, these tabs along the top with the months, those are your main calendar pages, but you have 2 more calendars, and I have found that this is really useful. So I have a couple things that I like to keep track of outside of just my normal calendar. One of those things is I keep track of my work holidays, people that work for me, when they take days off, I'll put their PTO time. So in here, you'd label this calendar. And then this is not your regular January, because you can tell it's got calendar 2, so I know it's this one here. These don't, oh, they do link. That is something I changed this year. Last year, the dailies didn't link, but I found that it would have been helpful, so I added those this year. But down at the bottom, when you're in one of these side calendars, you've got another set of months down here at the bottom. Hopefully you can see that okay, but those take you to the months within that calendar. So we're in calendar 2, and I'm gonna hop to October. So now I know I'm still in October of calendar 2. If I wanna go to my main October calendar, then I would just hit my October at the top. You see that calendar 2 disappeared. You know you're in your main October calendar. So you've also got another, this is calendar 3. Same setup here. You've got the months along the bottom. Your dailies are still linked, and it tells you you're in your 3rd calendar. But that pretty much wraps it up. So go back here. There, I'm back to the front. I don't know. I hope you guys love it. Like I said, I used this for all of last year, and I loved it. It had everything I needed. I'm always open to any suggestions for additional templates, but really it wouldn't be something that I could add to an existing purchase, but things that I could consider for 2026 when I start to think about that. But other than that, like I said, I hope you love it. And oh, I know, I was going to kind of show you. So with every planner purchase, you saw, if I go to January here and go to the first where I had my little page, I had this, here's a widget. So all of the widgets are the same as last year. So if you have last year's, then you wouldn't need to download them again because they're all identical. Although, again, I'm open to suggestions of any that you would like to see. But these widgets, like I said, they're available with your purchase. Let's see. I'm going to put this over here. And the nice thing is, so I won't go through all of these, but basically this is what they're like. And you can just, look for whatever it is that you want to add. Maybe you started a new show, so you've got it currently watching. So I could take this. It's not downloaded, but it'll take a second. Oh, that was really quick. So then you can resize it. And this is, you can fit basically 2 of these squares next to each other. So your download will come with the OL, which is this outline. Also comes with a transparent. So these ones have a transparent background, so you can lay them on top of, for instance, let me go ahead. So here's an example. Here's one of my sticker kits. So if I went to my shapes and I wanted to just grab, a cute shape to put down, I could drop this. Let me get rid of this. Drop this in my planner. And then you could lay the transparent one right on top. So, and as you can see, that's totally transparent. So you can add it right on top of one of those shapes to give it a little more pop or color or whatever. And like I mentioned, you could do 2 side by side. There's space to do 2 side by side. And then the other thing I was going to mention, like I said, with, hopefully you guys caught the split screen, right? So you see you've got this little black down here at the bottom. If I swipe up and I grab that file folder and you kind of just tap and drag it into your split screen view, and then, you know, you can navigate your files or whatever app you put there. The other thing that I was going to show you is I don't do a landscape calendar. I only do a portrait. And it's one style. I keep it really simple. But I release one of these sticker kits every single month in my shop. So each month you get one of these sticker books as part of the kit, or that's what you're buying. And you can open it up with your planner, tap this little downwards carrot looking thing, open in new window. This is why I love the portrait setup. And then I can have these side by side. And, you know, like how I decorated on the first, you know, I put my washi on the top here, so I can navigate to the washi. All of these are linked here. You know, choose whatever it is, whichever one I want to use, drag it over. So you don't have to copy and paste, you just click and drag. And then, you know, you can lay out your stuff. So that's what I love about the portrait planner, is I kind of fit it to the width of the window and then I'm good to go. And I decorate my planner and yay. So anyway, that is really everything that I had for you guys today. Like I said, I hope you love the planner. I love the planner. I think it's super pretty. It's super functional. The templates, you use what you like, you don't use what you don't like, and you're all set to go. So with that, thanks for watching. I know this is going to be a long video. Hopefully I can remember how to edit it and get it uploaded onto YouTube. But again, thanks for watching. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.